In the headlines, Matawalle, military chiefs mobilized to crush Sokoto bandits. Suspected armed robber killed in shootout with police in Jos. NDLEA confiscates 17.9 billion naira worth of substances in Lagos. And on the foreign scene, families of hostages call for strike, demand Gaza deal. A very good evening and welcome to the news update on Trust Television. My name is Sagir Ibrahim. And now the news in detail. The Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawalle, has ordered the Chief of Defense Staff and other top military officials to relocate to Sokoto as part of a renewed federal government offensive against banditry, kidnapping and terrorism in the Northwest. A statement from the Ministry of Defense emphasized that this move highlights the government's unwavering commitment to restoring peace in the region. Matawalle and other service chiefs led by the Chief of Defense Staff will oversee operations to eliminate notorious bandits leader Bello Turji and his gang. Matawalle expressed deep concern over the activities of terrorists in Sokoto, Zamfara, Katsina and Kebbi states and assured the people that security forces will leave no stone unturned in flushing out the bandits. He urged residents to remain vigilant and cooperate with the military, reaffirming the government's resolve to safeguard lives and property across the Northwest. And also amid escalating insecurity in Sokoto State, especially in Sabon Birni local government area, the Gobir Development Association has disclosed that the community has paid over 160 billion naira in ransoms and levies to bandits. In a statement signed by the group's chairman, Idris Al-Hassan Gatawa, and secretary, Professor Aliyu Gobir, it was also revealed that over 2 billion naira has been lost to armed bandits. The group condemned the recent killing of their district head, Muhammad Bawa, who was abducted and murdered by bandits after traveling along the Sabon Birni Sokoto road. They urged the government to take immediate action to end the killings, kidnappings, and also other criminal activities in the region. And on Thursday night, operatives from the Plateau State Police Command killed a suspected armed robber during a shootout in Bokos local government area. The incident was disclosed by the Force Public Relations Officer Olumuyiwa Adejobi in a statement signed by Plateau State Police Command spokesperson Alfred Alabo. According to the statement, the patrol team encountered a roadblock set up by the suspects while en route to Bokos local government. When the hoodlums opened fire on the officers, a gun battle ensued, resulting in the neutralization of one suspect. The others fled into the forest. The divisional police officer of Bokos visited the scene and the body was taken to the Bokos public morgue. Plateau State Commissioner of Police Olugbemiga Additional assured residents that the command is dedicated to their safety and security. He also urged the public to remain vigilant and cooperate with law enforcement as investigations continue, with efforts underway to apprehend the suspects who escaped. An acting governor of Oyo State, Bayo Lawal, has promised that perpetrators of the gruesome murder of about 10 residents in the Gbepakan village in the Shaki West local government area of the state would be apprehended and made to face the full wrath of the law. The acting governor gave this assurance in Shaki when he led top government functionary on an assessment of the community which was attacked by yet to be identified assailants. Here's the report.
Tuesday's attack on inhabitants of Gbepakan village in the Shaki West local government area of Oyo State by yet to be identified gunmen still remains fresh in the minds of these residents who lost 10 loved ones and had their properties destroyed. Bulgakan is mainly an Nigerian community, but the peace which previously existed between Nigerians here, mainly from Yoruba and Fulani extractions, fizzled out following the deadly attacks. It is for this reason that the acting governor of your state and senior government officials are in the community to broker peace and to see firsthand the level of damage inflicted on members of the community.
We are not looking for this type of incident. So it caught us, by surprise, and we deem it fit to pay a visit to these people, to condole with them and give assurances that things of this nature must never happen again. Only yesterday, the Commissioner of Police paid a visit to assess the situation, and we have seen that actually some people invaded this hamlet and carry out this dastardly action. Investigations are ongoing.
Due to the sensitive nature of the matter, many residents declined speaking with newsmen, but council representing Ward 4 in the community speaks on the matter.
Around 11:30 a.m. on Tuesday, so I heard the bad news that those of our people living here was assassinated by unknown people. So we are here just to commiserate with them and to pay them a condolence visit.
Another resident who blamed the attack on lack of peaceful existence, poor leadership structure among various ethnic groups in the community, urging government to put in place mechanisms to prevent the occurrence of the dastardly attack. The attacks started last Sunday with reprisals here and there. It is very necessary for all of us to live in peace, irrespective of our background. We charge government to ensure that these type of attacks do not occur again, while security agents must be drafted to the community to maintain peace. As tears continue to flow among victims who had lost their loved ones in these gruesome attacks, authorities here have been advised to ensure they unmask the perpetrators of this heinous act and bring justice to the bereaved, even as residents continue to count the losses.
And the Zamfara State Governor Dauda Lawal has vowed to relocate victims of the recent flood disaster in Gumi local government area of the state from flood-prone areas, just as he had donated 100 million naira and foodstuffs worth millions of naira to the victims. The governor made the disclosure when he paid an on-the-spot assessment visit to the communities ravaged by flooding in the local government. Lawal added that he had instructed the relevant ministries and agencies to commence work against future occurrences of such disasters in the local government. The governor, who expressed deep concern about the damages caused by the flooding, said a team of engineers had already surveyed the areas to find a lasting solution. He said he was in Gumi local government to condole the families that have lost their loved ones in the disaster. Several communities in Gumi local government were submerged following heavy rains, thereby destroying dozens of houses and washing away several farmlands. And also, traders in Jos, the Plateau State capital, have voiced their reaction to the federal government's directive urging them to reduce market prices. The Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission had issued a one-month moratorium for traders and other market stakeholders to bring down the cost of commodities. Ado visited Kaswandere, a section of Yankwali market, to gather the traders' perspectives on the development. His report is here presented.
The relentless rise in the prices of goods and services in Nigeria has become a major concern, with citizens continually expressing their frustration. In response, the newly appointed Executive Vice Chairman of the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, Mr. Tunji Bello, announced on Friday that the Commission will begin enforcing price reductions once the government's deadline expires. Meanwhile, traders at the Kaswandere market have shared their reactions to the moratorium requiring them to lower prices.
I don't know how the government will go about it. I don't know how it will happen. Because You cannot go and buy your goods with your own personal money and come back to your shop to sell it, and the government will say sell it this amount, because we are buying goods from the manufacturers, and the manufacturers are the ones selling for us at their own amount. So we can't say it will happen.
Some traders say they are not responsible of the hike in prices of commodities in the market.
Issue of the price that people are complaining, that's the traders that's making the price to shoot up, or the retailers, because I see it in most of the newspapers as of yesterday. But I want to be clear that the fault is not from the wholesalers or the retailers. The main problem, I can say, we the retailers, we are even selling cheaper than the companies.
As of today, many people are buying things at higher price. So how can you expect them to sell it lower than the price they bought it? So it cannot be possible. The only option is for government to review their policy and checkmate it very well and see where is the problem, from where the problem is coming.
We are not the one that inputting the price. We are buying this car from company. All these cars we sell, we buy them, we sell them. And then before we fix the price, till we see the price of the company, till we put our price.
The traders, however, said for the price to go down, government must take proactive measures to turn the economy around.
So the only thing I can advise the government is to go back to drawing board and see how they can assist through the manufacturers, because they can go to industry now and discuss with the manufacturers, explain things for them. They can do something. I know they can do something, but the government have to insert some money or some incentives to them so that they can be able to do that. We are talking about tax. The government can remove some taxes for them. If they remove taxes for them, at least with that tax, they can be able to subsidize their goods.
Instead of government to come to the markets and harass marketers to reduce the price of their goods, I think it will be better to review their policy, most especially in tariff plan and all these exchange rates and so on, because that's the only thing that will make the goods to go down, the price of the goods to go down.
Although the government assures Nigerians that things will improve, the public remains eager to see when goods and services will finally become affordable for the masses. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
The Nasarawa State Police Command has arrested a suspected drug trafficker en route from Edo State, recovering a substantial amount of Indian hemp. Acting on a tip-off, officers intercepted a Toyota Camry at Gadabuke in Toto local government area suspected of carrying criminals. The operation led to the arrest of 43-year-old Saturday Gabriel, while another suspect managed to escape. The police recovered 15 bags of dry leaves suspected to be Indian hemp from the vehicle. The Commissioner of Police, Umar Shehu Nadada, has ordered the case to be transferred to the State Criminal Investigation Department for further investigation before handing it over to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency for prosecution. Similarly, the NDLEA has seized illicit drugs valued at 17.9 billion naira during a major operations in Lagos and Rivers State. NDLEA spokesman Femi Baba Femi announced the seizure in a statement on Sunday. The haul intercepted at the One and Tinkan seaports includes 31,124,600 pills of tramadol, 225 milligrams and bottles of codeine-based syrup. Additionally, former beauty queen Aderinoye Queen Christmas, also known as Queen Oluwadamilola Aderinoye, has turned herself in to the NDLEA Lagos Command after evading arrest for about 8 months. Aderinoye was declared wanted in January following a raid on her Lekki, Lagos residence. She had reportedly been hiding in Akure, Ondo State since the raid, but surrendered to the agency on August 28th. You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Coming up shortly. Theft of farm produce rise in Benue amid cost of living crisis. This and many other stories after the break. Join us again. Thanks for staying with the news update on Trust Television. Here's a recap of our top stories again. Matawalle, military chiefs mobilized to crush Sokoto bandits. And suspected armed robber killed in shootout with police in Jos. To other stories now, FCT Minister Nyesom Wike has vowed to prevent any takeover of the PDP structure in Rivers State, threatening political backlash against any PDP governor who interferes. The former Rivers governor's warning comes after PDP governors in a meeting on August 23rd in Taraba State expressed support for current governor Siminalayi Fubara amidst the party's ongoing crisis in Rivers State. At a PDP State Congress in Port Harcourt, Wike told the governors to stay out of Rivers PDP affairs, underscoring the growing rift between him and his successor. The event saw attendance from several federal and state lawmakers, former council chairmen, and party loyalists. Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule, who also serves as chairman of the North Central Governors Forum, has called for the intervention of APC National Chairman Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje and the National Working Committee to resolve the ongoing crisis within the Benue State chapter of the All Progressives Congress. In a statement signed by his senior special assistant on media, Ali Abari, and obtained by Daily Trust in Lafia, Governor Sule detailed his visit to the APC National Secretariat in Abuja. The visit aimed to encourage Dr. Ganduje and the NWC to address the persistent issues plaguing the Benue APC chapter, among others. Sule, in his capacity as chairman of the APC Governors Forum for the zone, emphasized the necessity of seeking intervention from the party's leadership to resolve the crisis. He expressed confidence that Dr. Ganduje, with his extensive experience as a former deputy governor and governor, has the capability to address the impasse. Governor Sule also used the opportunity to pay respects to the national chairman and to call on his fellow APC governors to regularly visit the National Secretariat, reinforcing their commitment to the party. And concerned by the escalating insecurity in Benue State, stakeholders are raising alarms over the surge in petty crimes, particularly the theft of farm produce in rural areas. Once rare in the state, these incidents are now becoming disturbingly common, driven by the displacement of farming communities by herders over the past decade and the current cost of living crisis. In response, stakeholders are urging the youth to seize the abundant opportunities in agriculture as a viable path to earning a living and steering clear of criminal activities. Trust TV's Jimmy Atzande reports.
Recently, a surge in farm thefts by criminal elements has been reported across the state. Many attribute this to the years-long conflict between farmers and herders, which has displaced over 1 million farmers, stripping them of their livelihoods.
Before now, the past administration for the past 40 years or so, nobody was farming, and therefore many youths decided to indulge into criminal activities. But with the present situation now that we have gone back home to farm, we are believing and trusting God that next farming season the criminal activities will reduce. I will advise them to embark into farming. Therefore, they can earn a living better than committing criminal activities.
Other security stakeholders point to the removal of subsidy as a key factor behind the emerging trend, as it has inflicted severe hardships on the Nigerian populace.
Everything that has to do with the economy has gone down. Cost of living, food, medicine, has attributed a lot of things attributed to crimes being mentioned. You see, the economy has no value. Our naira has no value. It has been devalued, and therefore, whatever you have is not enough for you to take care of yourself. So government should either bring back the subsidy or repair the refineries so that we could refine fuel in our country and reduce the cost.
Additionally, some argue that the growing number of unemployed youths is fueling frustration among the population, though they stress that turning to crime is not the answer.
First and foremost, lack of employment. Lack of employment in the sense that the youths are many. Every year, there are graduates from various universities are many. There are migration, that is, people move from villages to town. And the food available is not commensurate to the number of people we have government to find a solution for people to go back to their various homes and continue their farming.
The respondents contended that the responsibility of ensuring security cannot be solely with the security agencies. They emphasized that both the government and the local communities must play vital roles in combating criminality. Jimmy Azande, Trust TV News, Makurdi.
Union to support the strike. Opposition leader Yair Lapid has also endorsed the strike, criticizing Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his cabinet for not securing the hostages' release. Defense Minister Yoav Gallant has called for the reversal of a decision to keep Israeli forces stationed along the Philadelphia corridor, a contentious issue in the ceasefire negotiations. He urged the cabinet to act immediately to address this matter and prioritize the return of the remaining hostages. In solidarity, several businesses, including cinema chain Lev and various restaurants, have announced they will close on Sunday evening. Since the Hamas attack on October 7, which led to 251 hostages being seized, families and friends of the captives have been protesting against Netanyahu's government. The conflict has resulted in significant casualties on both sides, with ongoing military actions and humanitarian crisis in Gaza. And in sports, African record holder Miriam Eniola Bolaji continues to shine at the Paris 2024 Paralympics, securing a semi-final spot with a commanding performance. On Sunday morning, Bolaji defeated India's Mandeep Kaur in straight sets 21-8 and 21-9 to advance to the next round. As the tournament's number 3 seed, Bolaji has already made history as the first African to reach the quarterfinals in Paralympic badminton. She had previously triumphed over Mandeep 21-8, 21-14 in the group stage. And with that, we wrap up the news update. Do not forget to follow us across all of our social platforms and catch our live news programs and documentaries. My name is Sagir Ibrahim. Thanks for watching. Join us again.